Here to discuss this week's top stories is senior columnist with The Australian, Nick Cater. Nick, climate-conscious Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has billed the Australian taxpayer with $4 million so he and his ministers can charter jets. Freshly released documents from the Department of Defence show the PM personally racked up a $953,000 bill for VIP flights in just the first 3 months of this year. This is astonishing, Nick. $953,000 in 3 months. They don't call him Airbus Albo for nothing.
No, he likes his flights, doesn't he? I wonder if he's collecting the frequent flyer points or what, Rita. But look, I mean,
I don't think they give you those
fair,
on jets you charter. I think you're above frequent flyer programs when you're chartering jets at the taxpayer's expense.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what airlines he flies or how much he does on the VIP jet. But I mean, Qantas obviously appreciate his custom. I mean, they've given his son access to the chairman's lounge. So yeah, I mean, he's probably the greatest thing that they've got going. We expect the Prime Minister to travel. Of course we do. But you do get the impression with this Prime Minister that he's happier out of the country than in. You know, he likes the limelight, mixing with the great and the good around the world. Well, it's easier, he doesn't get the awkward questions that he gets at the domestic press conferences. That's the easy bit for a Prime Minister. And I think that the problem for him politically is that ordinary people just feel that he's getting out of touch with their everyday needs. The inflation, the cost of living seems to pass him by.
Well, I do have a problem with him chartering jets to this expense because, like you said, there are plenty of commercial airlines that can help him to get where he wants, and I'm quite happy for him to fly in the pointy end in first class. Forget about business class. He can be in the most premium of seats. But it does seem like quite an indulgence to be chartering this many flights in this shorter period. And Nick, guess who was second to the PM as the biggest biller of these luxury flights? None other than Climate and Energy Minister Chris Bowen, who spent about $90,000 of our money from January to March.
Presumably he paid the carbon offset thing that you have to pay.
Again, I don't think it's an option on those chartered jets. You might be able to do that with the commercial airlines, but not if you're chartering.
Yeah, I'm reminded of Tony Abbott. I mean, when Tony Abbott was Prime Minister, he took a private holiday in Europe. I think they went skiing, and he paid for it himself, and they travelled in economy. Much to the discomfort of the AFP officers who had to travel with him. The fact is, you can travel fancy flights all you like, but you'll still be Chris Bowen, right? He doesn't get turned into any greater a person for being chauffeured around and flown like this. It's not a good look, and I think that they should have a look at this because over time, the public just get fed up with this.